Hi, my name is Bigma, and I know it's been a minute since I updated my vlog. Yes, you can be upset. You can be upset because even I'm upset. Why is it taking me so long? Anyways, as you can tell from the title, it's because I've been moving up and down. And I think I mentioned it a little in my last vlog that I did relocate out of Lagos, but I never really got into the details. And I said I would. And I guess it's time for us to do that gist. So, welcome to the Big Mike experience, where you have an experience of a lifetime, where I tell you my experiences. I open up to you about certain things that have happened to me, hoping that it reaches someone who needs the information and can use it for themselves too. We're about helping each other in this space, so let me help you help me help you. Do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. I know I don't say that in my other videos, but it's a new era. I gotta start telling you guys now. Like it, share it, subscribe, so that you can always get a notification when next I post. Don't go nowhere. Let's do like TV. Alright, welcome back. As you can see, my background is different. I will go back to the blue couch thing, but right now the weather, I don't know, it's kind of cloudy and I can't get the right lighting. So I just decided to use a section of my dining room so that I can get this out because it's been long overdue. Yes, I did relocate out of Lagos. I grew up in Lagos my entire life. The farthest I've ever gone when it comes to travel is Ghana because I'm still trying to get over my phobia of flying, Even that 1 hour trip or 45-minute trip was something. But I am getting better at conquering my phobias, and this video is also going to be talking about some of those phobias that I conquered because relocating was not easy. Forget the fact that it's still within Nigeria, the fact that I had to travel by myself to a town I knew nobody in to get apartments and just hope and pray that I wouldn't get scammed or anything. And glory to God, I didn't. It's been a weirdly divinely smooth journey, and I will go into why I decided to relocate and how relocation to Ibadan has actually healed so many things for me. It's going to be an almost tell all. I'll do my best not to talk too much because we both know that I'm a yapper and I'll be yapping a lot, but I'm trying to change that about me now. I want to be more concise, keep it cute, demure, I don't want you guys zoning out just because I'm talking too much. Anyways, let's get into the meaty, juicy of why we're here today. So, if you've been watching my vlogs since I started updating in January this year or thereabouts, I can't remember anymore. I've been doing a lot of tell-alls, friendships that have ended, things that I went through, heartbreak and all of that, depression, getting myself back on my spiritual journey, no longer working for the man and following my purpose, telling the entertainment industry to go, sit on it and all of that. This right here is the accumulation of all of that amazingness. So a few months ago, well, let's just say earlier in the year, like that first quarter, I think ending of first quarter, beginning of second quarter, I had gotten to the point where I didn't know what else to do. Lagos wasn't just doing it for me anymore. And even though I had been wanting to just visit Ibadan for like a retreat, I remember late last year I stumbled upon the movie Eat, Pray, Love. I have known about this movie for years. I know that there's a book. I never watched it, never read the book because I just thought it was mumbo jumbo jargons. I'd known about it for years. But then I stumbled upon it, I think on Netflix, and it was one of those days where let me just watch and see. And I watched it and it was so enlightening, and I remember just thinking I would love to do this. I would love to actually move away from where I've known, start my life all over again, and just see how that goes. It was just a fleeting thought, and I know that for a while now Ibadan has been on my mind. Anybody that has been close to me over the years will know that I'm always talking about, I want to take a solo trip to Ibadan. I just want to go spend like a week or two, that was my plan. That picture that they always, I think I will insert it somewhere because I don't have it, where you have the small, bouquet of flowers and like your plants, and then you see the next bouquet real huge and they say God's plans, literally this. because my own plan was just a mini, staycation, just enjoy the environment for a bit, just to get away from Lagos, because Lagos was doing the most, and I was just tired. But God was like, nah, 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 darling, I need you to set roots, take foundation. So no rush, baby. Because every time I planned, especially last year for my birthday, I was planning to do a weekend getaway to Ibadan. Every time I plan, the money will be there. Next thing, one bill will just come, one expense, whatever, money will just go. And then I'll just procrastinate again, say, another time, another time. Not knowing that God was planning something more unique for me, something more amazing for me. And it did come through, because by the second, I think beginning of second quarter, April, right? And I really started to think, I'm like, okay, what's the next move? I've given up on, working for the man. I want to enter my purpose fully. How am I going to do this? I have no clue what the fuck I'm doing here. I'm almost 40. Yes, I turned 40. I think I talked about that. I turned 40 in July this year. And I was like, what am I going to do? I can't keep doing this. And I definitely do not want to turn 40 in this fucked up town that has been literally, working against me. Literally, it's been crazy, because all the things that, I had accumulated career-wise, even relationship-wise, friendship-wise, everything was gone. I had nothing. So I'm like, all right, so this is, prime time for a fresh start. And I had God clearly again. This time, you're not going to Ibadan for a holiday. You're moving to Ibadan. I'm like, sir, I don't know nobody there. How the fuck am I going to do that? And it's like, Dad, I got you. I'm like, okay, alright, what you need me to do? And then, I start doing my research on Ibadan. I start watching literally videos on YouTube. Shout out to all the YouTube creators in Ibadan here that keep posting about the town, giving us insights even to the markets, to the life, just keeping us updated. You guys made it so easy for me to acclimatize when I moved in, because I'd already watched so many videos that made it so easy for me to know, okay, I'm going to this place, I know what to avoid, and I know what to look forward to, I know what areas, basically those videos helped shape this journey for me, and I'm grateful to every one of you that keep updating. Do not stop. Trust me, you might think people are not watching, but people like me are watching. We need the guide. And for other states too, if there's if that's something that you guys do, keep doing it, because it helps people like me that need the information. Anyways, I started to do my research, started to write on my vision board. I knew what I wanted. I didn't know how I was going to get it. Keep in mind, I ain't got savings, I ain't got shit, I ain't got nada. All I had is faith, because I understand the power of manifestation. I understand the power of the tongue, of speaking out what you want. That is why I always speak out only positive things for me. And it's not that toxic positivity, love and light. No, that's I said for me. I know the things I want, so I speak them into my life, and I see them come, to fruition. And when it was go time, when God was like, I bet it's time for you, go get your apartment. I'm like, I'm going to travel to Ibadan by myself? Alone? Nah, this is crazy. The last time I came to Ibadan, I literally had to drag someone that is even no longer in my life to follow me, and I was only coming for like a night stay. I wasn't staying more than a night, but I couldn't even do that by myself. And this was just a few years ago. So now imagine having to pick up myself, come all the way here. Thank God the train system is amazing. I gotta tell you, if you're ever coming to Ibadan, don't pass the express. Leave your car at home. Take the train. It is safe, it is beautiful, it is scenic, and you can get to rest and just enjoy, the ride. Yes, it's 3 hours long. I know that if you're driving your car, you can be speeding like Fast and Furious and be in half an hour or be 1 hour, 30 minutes. Who knows for you people and how you drive? But I'm just saying, if you're like me and you appreciate nature and you just want to relax, even get some work done without any interruptions, take the train. They're somewhat affordable. I say somewhat because there are 3 different coaches, so you can just check their website. This is not paid ad. Anything I talk about in here is not a paid ad. It's just the things that have made my life easier, and I believe that someone else can use this in case this is where their spirit is leading them to. Come through. Ibadan is such a beautiful, lovely place, and it's so spacious. There's space for everybody here. Ain't nobody trying to be nobody inside nobody's fucking nobody business. Okay. So I did take that trip. I didn't, in fact, getting my apartment, the first, the apartment I got when I got here, it was one of the moments when you say God did. Because I had gotten to the point where because I'd worked on it, my intuition is stronger. I know how to listen to the Holy Spirit more. I know how to understand when I'm being guided to certain places. And the same day, because I only came on a Sunday, and I was back in Lagos on Monday, and I already got an apartment because God had directed me. They had directed me to the realtors I was going to go through. Till tomorrow, I would always recommend them. I think their name is Negro Housing something. I know I found them on if I can get their logo, I will put it, or the name, I'll put it on the screen. I found them on TikTok when I was also doing my search. There were other realtors I saw on TikTok, but something about them just stood out to me. I like how professional they are, how together they are, and they're very honest about the houses you get. Like if you're getting something that has issues, they will list it there. If it's a house where they don't want married people, or they want married people, or they don't want kids, if other people are very direct. Doesn't mean you cannot fall into the hands of scammers, so don't get me wrong. But this is why you do your research. Because trust me, I've known one or two that are not alright like that. But these particular realtors, they came through and still coming through. I literally have them saved on my WhatsApp. Like now they're family, man. They're family. Because they really made my life easier. And thanks to social media, I've been able to find them on there. I was spirit led to them because I was going through different, and it was only them I felt comfortable with. And I reached out to them, and they set everything up for me. Like literally within hours, I got an apartment, paid for it, saw it, signed, and I was back in Lagos by Monday evening, only to be back in Ibadan by the weekend, fully moved in and everything. I gave up a lot of my possessions from Lagos because I couldn't pack up all that load cross country. It was a lot. I also, if you need a mover cross country, like you're coming this way, I also have that one's contact too, because that one I literally also had to use different connections here, there, and I found the right person who didn't stress me, made my life easy. And he's also still on my WhatsApp too. I'm building a community of vendors, so in case you need the contacts, let me know. Now, coming into the town, not knowing anyone, not knowing, how people are going to receive someone that, because when you look at me, you can tell that this person is not from here. Like, no matter how much I speak my Yoruba, keep in mind I am Yoruba, because I'm beginning to find it offensive when people go like, oh, but you don't look Nigerian, oh, you don't look Yoruba. What do you mean? What do you mean look? I don't look at people and go, oh, you don't look like you have sense. I'm just saying. I'm going to say this. Omo Yoruba name yo. Hear it and hear it all. I'm going to put my full name on the screen. So because I say I call myself big man. No. I'm getting offended. I'm already, in the grassroots. I'm close to the what's it called? My ancestors. The motherland. Lagos is something, I don't know. Lagos is something else. I don't lie to you. Like, shout out to those that can actually exist in Lagos. Like, you people are the real warriors. You're the strong ones. I'm sorry. The only way you can exist in that Lagos is to be half drunk 80% of the time, or high on something, because there's so much happening with so much not going anywhere. It's just like a lot of nothing, basically, as far as I'm concerned. I may be wrong. Some people might, really love it there, love the whole energy, the hustle and the bustle, but for me, nah. And that's one of the, how I put it, you can call it a culture shock when I moved to Ibadan, because when you're in Lagos, everybody's working so fast, everything is like fast paced, everything's like, but here, you're walking that way. Don't wonder if your house is on fire. I'm not joking. My first 2 weeks here, I noticed people were only staring at me, mostly because when I'm walking on the road, I'm doing that Lagos walk, that traffic walk, where you're like, better move fast, clear from my front, And I realized that people here don't walk that fast. They take their time. And this was how my healing began. They take their time. One thing I've struggled with most of my life is to learn how to rest. I've always been, like, right out of secondary school, even if I was out of secondary school, I was even still recently telling someone that this morning. My dad is an architect, and he would always go to the sites, and I used to follow him for the fun of it. Yes, I would also make small change from carrying, pom-pom on my head. I used to love doing it. And my dad is the kind of person that will always teach you the value of $1. Sorry, in naira. I said dollar because naira doesn't really have value, So I'll follow you to the site, I carry popcorn, I even know how to make blog and all of that. And I started doing this as a teenager. I was still in high school, just about to finish high school. And then once I was out of high school, I started working. I was always finding something to do. And up until October last year, or should I even say December? Yeah, I have steadily been working. Even when there was no work, I would find something to do. I'm one of those people that can't just stand still. I never knew how to stand still. I never knew how to rest. I never knew how to, even when I'm sleeping, my brain is still working. I'm hearing conversations going on, thoughts. I wake up and I continue those conversations and thoughts. I know there are a lot of neurodivergent people that are exactly like that, and they've always wondered how to quieten that. It is where you're living. Let me just tell you now, it is your environment that affects your mental. And they lie to us that you have to go to where it's bustling and hustling to make it. Me, I didn't even have a choice. I was born, I literally was raised there, and I didn't know any better. There are people that literally leave their own places because they feel it's too slow, the life is too slow, it's too peaceful to go to places like Lagos, and then they start complaining. And then when you tell them, go back to where you're from, and they're like, no, I can't go back. I've never made the money, I've never done this, and I'm like, that's your ego talking. Ain't nobody give a fuck. It's like those that go abroad, already saying, oh, I'm going to make it, spend all that money to travel. You spend millions of naira to travel, to only go there to be in more debt. And most of the time, they even borrow those millions of naira to travel. And they can't even make half of it back. And then they get maybe deported back, and then they're ashamed because they're like, oh, you failed. Really, if that's what you believe, that you having to come back is a failure, then you have failed. Because it's what you believe is who you become. If you believe you're a failure, nobody's going to try to change that for you. You're the only one that can change that. But if you believe that you learned a lesson from that journey, and then you can infuse it and use it to better yourself now, because trust me, there's no way you cannot make it. And that lie, I know I'm going off a tangent now, but I'll go back to my healing journey. But I just need to say this because it's coming to me right now. It's very important. A lot of people do not understand that the lie of the westernized lie is that you have to travel out of the country for you to make it. Not everybody is meant to travel out to make it or to relocate. That's why you need to understand who you are. Understand your own purpose on this earth, and then follow that direction, not someone else's direction. Just because Dangote or Tedola, do what they do, doesn't mean that you're meant to do what they're doing. If that's not your calling, that's not your passion. And if you're like me and you watch Bashar videos online, Bashar would always tell you, are you following your passion? Because that is what will lead you to your wins, to your millions, to your billions, to your happiness, to your inner peace, to your rest. This is something that even I'm still learning, because I put my passions aside, and anybody who knows me, my passion has always been music. I love music. Yes, things happened to me many months ago that made me want to, hide from the spotlight. I was too scared to be seen. I didn't want to be seen, I just felt if I could just be in the background and I'm still doing great shit, I'll be happy. But what happened? I've gone through clinical depression. I've ended up with the wrong set of friends because I was refusing to actually just do what I know is best for me out of the fear of being seen. Now I'm like, fuck it. Fuck it. This is who I am. This is where I'm meant to be. I'm no longer, worried about what anybody thinks about me. Not everybody's gonna like my music, and that is a-okay. But to the few, or to the many few that would enjoy my music and would find something in it that touches them, I say you're welcome. Welcome to the Big Man world, to the Big Man experience. And if you want to listen to my music, I'll have the link to where you can listen to my music in the bio, in the description. Make sure you go listen to it. You can also check on my page. I dropped 1 or 2 performance videos recently of me, performing first performance in Ibadan. It was so cool. Oh my god. Alright, back to my healing journey. You see? Yappa. Oh god. Anyways, moving to the town and getting to meet the lovely people of Ibadan is part of what has healed me. First, I learned how to start resting. I stopped speed walking. That for me, I can't believe that over 30 years of doing the same just disappeared in like 3 weeks. because I'm one of those people that likes to observe things around me, people around me, and I realized that nobody in this town is rushing anywhere. Even when they are rushing for vehicle, it's still very respectful. Unlike Lagos, where someone will go through the window and no. It's still very, very orderly. People have sense here, and yes, I'm saying that with boldness. But keep in mind, I'm not saying everybody. I'm saying people generally have sense here. They're very respectful, very polite, very considerate. Yes, they will tell you, Ibadan, they will yab you, they will insult. You see, the reason why they would insult you is if you're not using your common sense. They're trying to remind you, where's your brain? If you use your common sense, all well and good. Highest, they will joke with you, people will laugh, you have a good laugh. Everybody that I've encountered, and keep in mind, I didn't know anybody. So everybody that I've either befriended or walked with or done, they've shown me who they are. They don't need to hide it because they don't know me. I don't know them. They could have decided to be mean to me. They could have decided to just ignore me, but that has never happened. And I've made friends. Well, friend. Because I still keep to myself a lot, and I've gone out, to do fun things for myself. I've not really explored the town yet, and that's going to also be part of what I'll be vlogging about as we go ahead. I would love to explore the town, the gardens, the historical sites, the museums. Oh, there's so much, and even also places to eat. I haven't even yet done most of that, but one thing I know I've been doing a lot of is cooking, because Ibadan has some of the freshest. I think it's only in Lagos that they really saturate the market with GMO products, because Ibadan is from farm to market. From farm to market. You can still see the stalk of the tomato when you buy it. The freshness of it all. Almost everybody has a farm or a mini farm or something that they're doing. Another thing in Ibadan is almost everyone has 2 to 3 different hustles, and not in the Lagos way where you are doing a 9 to 5, and inside that 9 to 5 you are also doing online, and inside that when you come back home you're not doing online. Let's not call it what it is, but we know what it is. No, I'm talking legit. You have because it's when they say 9 to 5, it is 9 to 5. There is no clocking in extra hours unnecessarily, no. Because even that person in your office, the HR, they also have something else that they want to tend to. Most people also have businesses, because it's what the Yoruba people call karakata. It's what moves. To buy, to sell. That's what moves. People have innovative ideas. Is it from making clothes, from doing print stuff, and there's always something to do. Yet with enough time to rest. They are not hustling to, become wealthy. They are wealthy, even in whatever they have, because wealth is not about the riches. It's about, do you have peace of mind? Are you happy? Are you fulfilled? These are the things that matter. Because I've seen people that will be considered as, below the poverty line in Lagos, but they are existing in so much happiness and peace. They have, 3 square meals daily. They look good. They're brighter. They always have a smile. And then another thing is they age backwards in this town, because when you're not stressing about nothing. Even I, since I moved here, I have aged backwards. I turned 40 in this town. That was something I really wanted to do. I was so happy. At that day, I didn't even do anything crazy. I just stayed indoors and I relaxed. Oh God, me, big man, relax, rest. Nah, my nervous system has been recalibrated. I haven't felt anxious in months. I don't know what that is anymore. I don't get in fact, I can't remember when last I raised my voice. Like, since I moved, I can't remember when last I raised my voice. Sometimes I forget I have this big voice under. Lagos used to bring that voice out of me. Oh my God. I was always having to raise my voice. Is it Okada? Is it downfall? Is it just random mad people on the road? Or is it people that just round you up? But here, even if you try to round me up, I'm so like, what are you on about? Are you okay? Do you need a hug? Because my nervous system, and as a woman, you understand, having a regulated nervous system, it is not easy to come by. So now imagine a town that actually helps you reset your nervous system. It's this town. And that's another thing. As a woman, Ibadan is one of the places you can thrive as a woman. Men here are very respectful. Like, that was one shock for me. I was on a bike one day, and the bike guy said something about um, men are always out hustling and the women are just at home. And I said, no, she's also working. This is the kind of argument you have with a man in Lagos, and it will turn into war, basically. But this is a bike guy. He listened to my point of view. He understood where I was coming from. We ended the trip in laughter, and that was it. I'm like, wait. And it's not the first time. It has happened multiple times. We don't argue, we have discussions. I listen to their point, they listen to mine. And it can be anyone, it can be an artisan, it can be even just someone that you meet somewhere. They're not looking to exchange and prove some ego driven, I'm the man. No. They know they're men. They don't need to prove that. It's just like a king having to prove he's a king. He's a king. You see the regality, you see the aura. So like, they don't have to. But in Lagos, oh my God, ego-filled town where all the men are like this. They just want to show, I'm a man, I'm a man, I'm a man. No, that shit doesn't happen here. Women thrive here more because they know that there's nobody trying to put them down and make them feel like, they're less than because they're a woman. No, if anything, they respect women here. I feel like, I am who I'm always meant to be in this town. Lagos is trash, I'm sorry, I just have to say it. Yes, I said it. Lagos is trash. And if you think it isn't, as a woman, then you're lying to yourself. I ain't even talking about the guys, because Lagos, just like the rest of the world, is misogyny filled. Especially Lagos. It's so nasty. The air there is just, ugh. But here, every day is something new. Even when a guy approaches me to oh, can I have your number? Once I say, I never say sorry actually anymore to anybody. I just go like, oh, I don't give out my number. They would respectfully smile and say, it's okay, I understand. They would even be polite to you. It still happened to me one day when someone helped me, gave me a lift kind of, and he wanted to collect my number, and I said, oh, I don't give my number out. And he was like, that's fine. Even when he dropped me off, he was like, hope you enjoyed the ride. I was like, yeah, thank you so much. And it's not just people that are like educated as such, even the locals, the not so fully educated ones. I forgot the word right now. Semi-literate, yeah. They're all polite. So it's not about, it's the educated ones. No. Even the ones that are speaking Yoruba, that me too, I'm struggling to speak Yoruba to them. Same. There is no difference. A lot of women thrive. That's why if you notice, a lot of ladies when they come to this town to serve, and maybe at first they're like, oh, I don't want to serve, Ibadan. Before you know it, they don't want to go back home. They don't. It's either they start a business or they get a job that they like or something that keeps them here and makes them happy. Yes, a lot of people think, oh, okay, I moved to Ibadan because it's cheaper. There's nothing wrong with the fact that it's cheaper. If anything, it's an added advantage that it is cheaper, from rent to food to all of that. And it's not like it's cheaper by like a huge mile. No. It's cheaper in the sense that when I'm paying for a space, I'm getting what I paid for, not a slice of it. I have not seen slice houses, even the ones that are not like built in your standard way, maybe like a mini flat now, and they like have the room and then the toilet is like a little bit far and then the kitchen. Even with that, there's still space. You can move around. You can actually see what you paid for. If you're paying lesser rent, you get exactly what you paid for. You're not getting a cupboard, whereas they sold you, a garage, the dream of a garage. No. You get exactly what you paid for. And I will keep reiterating, there are some realtors that are sent from hell, but they're not as much as Lagos. In fact, the realtor that I use, the personal one I use, he's sent from God. As far as I'm concerned, he has not stressed me once. Once I see, he knows what I like. Once I see, that's it. Or like in Lagos, when they will show you 1,001 and you still will not find what you like, and they will still collect money for a house search from you. This one's here, they don't, because they really want to do a good job. And they get to the nitty-gritty of it. I can go on and on about this place. I'll probably do, a different video where I would do the pros and the cons, because there are some cons, but the pros outweigh the cons by far. There's so many things about this town that are so beautiful and so healing for me personally, that I am so glad I listened to the Holy Spirit. I'm so glad I listened to God when He told me I was going to relocate, because I was freaking out. I'm still starting over. I haven't yet, found my footing when it comes to what I need to do. But just the period of rest that I have been through has changed who I am internally, and I see it already, showing in the external, and I'm grateful for that. And with that being said, I'm about to do a little bit of advert to those in Ibadan that are watching this. If we are in the same town and you work in the music, media, entertainment world, this is for you. Hi, my name is Bigma. I'm a singer, songwriter, serial entrepreneur, and wellness consultant. And I just recently relocated to Ibadan, and I'm very open to collaborations, working together, doing, whatever it is we can do. As I said, I sing, I songwrite. I also am great at doing events, putting together events. I'm an amazing MC. As you can tell, I do yap, so you would definitely enjoy me. And there is no kind of event I cannot MC. Is it a burial? Is it a wedding? Is it a birthday party for any age? Or, is it what's it called, a divorce party? I'm down for that shit. Whatever it is, your bridal shower, whatever it is, games night, karaoke, whatever it is, I am down to do it. The only thing I am not going to do is a seance or a cult inauguration, okay? But every other thing is open for the taking. Do reach out to me. Let us collaborate. Let us make that money. And let us make this town great together. Welcome me into your fold, and let's get this. Anyways, advert over. I do hope that this isn't as long as I think it might be, but I'm just so glad that I get to talk about this. So if you are someone that maybe there's somewhere that has been on your mind, it doesn't have to be outside Nigeria, because see, don't let's get carried away. See what's happening abroad. These people are running our way, so why are we leaving the space for them to come take over? Like slavery wasn't bad enough, now we're willingly giving it up? No, darling. The destiny of traveling abroad is not for everybody. So if you know in the heart of hearts that there is somewhere God has been leading you to move to, this is your sign to do it. Don't do it in fear, do it in faith. Remember not to force, but just let it flow. Because when you're in a flow state, that is a faith state. But when you're in a force state, that is a fear state. And forcing things to happen your own way is saying that you know better than God who created you. And that's bullshit, my dear. That is bullshit. Okay? And this coming from someone that has tried that shit too. And I called bullshit on myself then. Now I am in always a flow state. When God says go left, I go left. When He says go right, I go right. Because everything He has promised so far, there's still more that I know He's going to fulfill. But everything that He has shown me, especially with my move and everything, I have seen it materialize in the past few months. So believe me when I say, if you have that calling to do something, don't doubt it. Especially when you know it's so strong in you. You feel it in your heart. If you feel it in your tummy, that's your solar plexus. That's a warning sign saying, But if it's in your heart, something you're passionate about, you feel strongly about, then go ahead and do it. I think that's basically what this video is about. I just want to let you know, do not do it in fear, do it in faith. God will always come through. Don't ask yourself, how is He going to do it? That's not for you to know. All God needs to understand or know from you is, are you willing to take my guidance and do what I'm asking? That's all. Are you doing it? Just watch God walk. I mean, if you watch my old videos and you look at me now, you can tell that. So let God work. Let Him cook. Let Him cook. Anyways, if you've watched this far, do not forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. I'm gonna do my best to be posting regularly now that I have the time, the space, and the ginger too. So Ibadan, thank you for welcoming me, thank you for embracing me, and let's make this town great. Okay? I'm Ibadan, so swell.